Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Krishna C. Nadella, and this is State of Mind at Penn State University, filming from the Delta Chi fraternity. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Krishna C. Nadella, and this is State of Mind. Today's topic is all about spring break. Spring break, that wonderful time of the academic year when college students all across America put aside their textbooks in exchange for bathing suits, bikinis, and body oil. If you are a college student, you are probably already counting down the days to sun, surf, and sand. But believe it or not, the key to a successful spring break is not just about showing up and throwing up. Having a successful spring break requires a little preparation and a lot of common sense. With us here today to provide his expert tips on preparing and surviving spring break is Penn State Junior, Austin Shelly. So thanks for joining the show, Austin. Spring break, the essential part of Greek life, is just a few weeks away. Before our audience starts panicking, we've just combed the internet and compiled the list of best spring break packing list. With us, walk us through each point. So from the top, our top 10. Number 1. Clothes. How important are they from a packing standpoint?
I mean, clearly I put a lot of thought into my outfits, so you want to look as best as you can. You always want to be best dressed no matter what. You want to have, at night, wherever you go, I went to PV personally, so...
Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta, yeah. So I packed, obviously, all my bathing suits, at least like 5. You can rewear, don't really matter. Everybody's way too messed up during the day to realize what bathing suit you're wearing. But at night, you want to have nice clothes. You want to have khakis, khaki shorts, your Sperry's, your Hawaiian shirts, your nice dress shirts, your polos. You just want to look nice. Also, it gets a little bit chilly during the nighttime, so you want to have something that's not going to leave you frozen on the Mexican streets.
So it's not just about making sure you have something that is comfortable, but also actually being a little smart with what you pack.
Yeah, definitely be prepared for colder nights and
warmer days.
Yeah,
all right.
Exactly.
Number 2, goes without saying, but just talk to it. Toiletries, towels, water bottles, earplugs.
Okay, yeah. So personally, I don't need the earplugs because once I'm on a plane, I usually knock out immediately. But if you're sensitive to planes, definitely bring some earplugs because the planes we ride are pretty sketchy and definitely you feel a lot of turbulence. So
right.
It can mess with your whole flight and maybe your whole spring break. But toiletries, you just gotta bring the essentials. Usually they have toilet paper and towels for you there, but you might want to bring an extra towel for the beach or for by the pool or something. And then your basic deodorant, hair products, toothpaste, trying to think what else everybody brought.
Toothbrush,
yeah, definitely for the toothpaste. They go hand in hand. Any I don't know, anything you need. If you need to take medicine, bring your medicine. If you
right. So let's talk about some of the things that are more prescriptive. But sunblock, insect repellent, lip balm, baseball cap.
Yeah.
Why?
So I wore this all spring break because, one, it flaps down, so you get great protection all throughout the day. No sun hitting your butt, your head, face area, neck. You're all good. But I mean, you also want to bring sunscreen because usually, not gonna lie, it's more reactive than proactive.
Sure.
A lot of people forget to put on the sunscreen the first couple days they get there, and then they're looking like Larry the Lobster. So they gotta dose up the next day and look pretty good. But I mean, hey, it can't hurt you. So you always want to be protective of your body, healthy with your body. So definitely bring sunscreen. Make sure you're not overdoing it in the sun. If you are getting burnt, you want to take a little break under a nice palm tree or something.
At the end of the day, gotta protect yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's talk about, you mentioned earlier, aspirin, ibuprofen, 5-hour energy. Why would I need to be taking these things, and more importantly, when do I take them?
When you wake up at 6 a.m. blasting Kanye, and everybody's already having a good time. So you get up, you take your ibuprofen, you take your 5-hour energy shot, and you get your day going. You guys want to get to the beach, go by the bar, have a good time, hang out with all your friends. You know, everybody's down there. That's a great thing about spring break is all your friends are down there. So you're just looking to have a great time with them. So you gotta take your steps in the morning, whatever you gotta do to wake up, feel fine, and go out and do what you guys do. You know.
All right. So number 5, how important is an international data plan?
I loved having mine because it let me stay in contact with my parents. I know one of my buddies also had one. A bunch of kids didn't get it, but I think it's really important because it allows you to stay connected to people back in the States. If you're going to, obviously, if you're going to Mexico or something, that's very important because it can get a little sketchy down there, and also allows you to be able to call for help in case any situation happens. Luckily, nothing happened for us, but there are situations that arise and you want to be able to contact someone, and the international data plan definitely comes in handy.
Excellent. So now this one's a little surprising when we come to the internet. It came up a few times. Homework, if applicable, or something non-academic to read. Is that for real?
So if you're going on a big trip internationally, I doubt you'll see a bunch of people doing homework, but there are also those people that want to go and just have a relaxing time at their parents' place, and or their grandparents' place in Florida, or down somewhere, or out in California, or down in Texas, like just somewhere warm. They just want to go hang out by the sun, read a book, or get caught up on their homework. So definitely, it's dependent upon your destination, but I personally didn't see too many kids sitting by the pool with their laptops doing their...
Fair enough. Number 7, this one's actually kind of important from a safety standpoint. A copy of your passport, identification, phone numbers, and cash.
Yeah, definitely want to have cash on you at all times because I don't know, but I've heard stories of them using your credit card information, so you don't really want to be breaking that out all the time when you're down there. Copy of your passport is very important because it's your only way of getting back home if you're international. You know, you definitely need it. You can't just have your plane ticket and hop on the plane and get there. You know, it's definitely imperative that you take a copy before you get down there, so that there's no issues arising when you're trying to get back home or while you're down there if you need it for any reason.
And then when it comes to phone numbers, most of us don't actually know the phone numbers to all our friends and contacts. So would you recommend writing them down on a separate piece of paper?
I would. Even people write it down on their body. So they're like, if I'm lost, call my friend. You know, they're like, here's her number. So definitely have your friends' numbers readily available in case any situations arise. Because I mean, one, you always want to be with your friends, so you want to stick around them. But there are times where you get lost and on your own for a little bit. So
and you want to be found.
You want to be found at some point. So.
All right, number 8.
Not trying to go rogue.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Number 8, this one's interesting. Necessary vaccinations. What type of trips would require that?
Definitely most international trips. There's unknown diseases to us in hotter countries just because the animals and and it's more tropical, so you never know what's going to happen, so you want to be, as we said, protective of your body. So
and typically you can check online to the internet, see what they recommend,
and make sure what you should get prior to going down. But usually if you like have been to your doctors, they'll ask you if you plan on traveling internationally or if you did already, and then they'll recommend what you need. But definitely important to be mindful of anything that could arise. So you don't want to get sick and then not have a good time down at spring break.
Absolutely. Number 9, this is interesting. Number of a good attorney.
Yeah.
Why would I need the number of a good attorney on spring break?
Stuff happens when you're messed up, you know? So.
Fair enough. And it's not necessarily you being messed up, but you might end up in a situation where your friends and yourself get caught up in something.
Other people are messed up. It's just there's too many variables going on at the time. You never know. Your nights aren't planned. You know, they're not that planned. So things do happen and people do get in trouble, so you definitely want to know how to get out of that trouble if you need it, you know. So definitely an important thing to either have a good attorney's number or be able to call your parents and make sure they're aware of your situation.
All right, and then number 10, it goes without saying, but if you do have a comment, condoms, pack them.
Yeah. Protect your body. I keep saying it, but
absolutely.
Wrap it up, double wrap it if you have to. You never know what your partner is gonna have, and hey, you might have something and you don't want to be spreading it around.
Absolutely.
So I don't, thank God, but
yeah. No, it's a fair point. So our bags are packed and we're ready to go. That said, what fun would it come down to the world's most beautiful beaches and have to leave in a body cast? Once again, we've scoured the internet for the best advice to maximize your spring break experience without minimizing your life expectancy. So, top 10 ways to survive spring break. Number 1, don't be stupid. And I guess what they mean by this is whether it be land, sea, or air, don't be stupid with the stuff you're doing. Talk to me about that.
Well, you definitely don't want to be drinking and driving on the streets of Mexico or anything like that. So, we as Penn State, we all travel together pretty much. Usually it's either to Puerto Vallarta, Cancun, or, I mean, people have done Mount Tremblay and I think it's Montreal, Canada. So usually we're all together, which is great. But and it allows you to stay in one, either at the resort or wherever you guys are traveling to that day to hang out. So usually transportation isn't that much of an issue, but there are jet skis and other vehicles that you're allowed to ride while you're down there. And you definitely, there's ATVing, people in ATVing. There's definitely things that you don't want to mess around with too much because you can get yourself pretty injured, and hopefully it doesn't happen, but you definitely want to be in the right mind state when you're driving those vehicles so that you don't either get yourself injured or someone else injured.
Very good. Number 2, talk to me about the hotel experience. What are you looking for in a hotel from a functionality standpoint and a location standpoint?
So you want a hotel that's near everything, the nightlife and what you're going to be doing during the day, either the beaches or the pool bars or whatever you're going to be doing. So it's nice to be in a remote location sometimes, but you also want to have some local feel too, where you can go downtown and get a bite to eat, or you can go out to the bars with your buddies and watch a sports game or something.
Right.
So you want to be around a lot of other people and just having a good time. I mean, also you want to make sure that the rooms are nice. You don't want to stay in a sketchy hotel where it's like dirty and bugs all over the place, because that can happen when you go down to a place like Mexico. Even if you go down to Florida sometimes, like the motels or hotels you stay in aren't the nicest. Right. You know, so.
What about Wi-Fi, cable? Talk to me about that.
Definitely important, because even as you were saying, the international data plan is important, but if you don't have the international data plan, luckily if you have an iPhone, you're able to use Wi-Fi to iMessage other people. So whether it come up as your email or your phone number, it doesn't matter. You're still able to get in contact with people. So you want to have a good Wi-Fi connection. Cable, I mean, yeah, if you want to watch a late night movie with your buddies and stuff, it's important. But most TV you're gonna be watching is out and about behind bars or something like that. But Wi-Fi is definitely crucial to have. You don't want to be stuck on a rock with no way of communicating.
Absolutely.
About, you know, so.
All right, number 3. We talked about packing. Whether it be any sort of creams and SPF 15 or higher for your skin. When's the right time to put on any sort of skin lotion?
So, I personally put it on every morning because I burn like crazy. So I would throw it on every morning. I would make other people throw it on. I would start spraying people down just to make sure everybody's good. But it's definitely smart to put it on proactively rather than reactively to getting burnt. So you don't want to ruin your weekend by not being able to move and just having to lay in a bed with aloe rubbed all over your body.
And that happens to a lot of students.
Yeah, it does happen. And it could ruin your time and it can ruin your friend's time if they need to be there taking care of you. because you got sun poisoning or something like that. So definitely important to be proactive on the sunscreen.
Excellent. This one's interesting, especially in light of Ryan Lochte and the Olympics. Number 4, only choose licensed official taxis. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so whether you sign up to go to spring break through a big company like we went through Extreme Trips, or there's campus vacations or other things, or you go by yourself, you want to make sure your transportation is locked in, you got good transportation. Luckily, Extreme Trips and other travel agencies that do set up spring break trips like this usually will have transportation set up for you that is less sketchy than grabbing a taxi in the downtown area of Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, or something like that. But you definitely want to make sure, even if you have a service like that, you want to ask them what is the best taxi company I could use in case I miss the bus back home, or in case I gotta go somewhere else to deal with a personal issue or something like that. Like whether I have to, say you lose your passport, you gotta go to the embassy, you need to get a reliable taxi to get you from point A to point B. So
very good. Number 5, travel in groups, be a good friend, create a code word. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, definitely want to work in the buddy system. Whether it doesn't even have to just be your guy friends. As a guy, like if you have a bunch of girlfriends, just be looking out for each other at all times, because you definitely want to make sure everybody gets home at the end of the night and everybody gets home at the end of the night and is safe and sound, and you guys can wake up and do it again tomorrow. You know, so it's definitely important. Can you run through the...
create a code word. Create a code word.
Okay, yeah. So I think it's more imperative for girls to create a code word, but it is smart for guys to do it too, in case there's like a sketchy situation with some local characters going on. But definitely for girls, just because even guys, you know, girls get in trouble or like awkward situation with guys, and they want their friends to come over and help them get away from the situation. So whether it be banana, blueberry, whatever you pick for your code word, just to know you're not in a situation you want to be.
Right.
And then hopefully a friend will come by and help you out.
Goes back to safety, as you said.
Yep.
I'm going to combine number 6 and 7. So eat a full meal before drinking, and then hydrate. A glass of water after every alcoholic beverage?
So yeah, definitely be mindful about your hydration habits. We sometimes skip meals, but it's very smart to get a good meal in before you do all your extracurricular activities, whether it be drinking or other stuff. It's smart to get a good meal in. But yeah, you definitely, especially if you're on a hot beach where you're getting sun all day, you want to get your water in. It's definitely smart. I don't know if people are so mindful that they're going to get water every time they get a drink, but I do think they should recognize, I'm getting a little messed up, you know, time to grab a water instead of a tequila shot, you know.
And that's where your friends can help you out as well.
Exactly, yeah. And you want to know the good water, like, because Mexico, you can get sick from the water.
Right.
Even sometimes drinking out of tap water in the U.S., you can get sick from it. So you want to make sure that you know where a good
filtered bottled water is coming
filtered
from.
water supply is, so that you can keep yourself hydrated during the day and not have to worry about dehydration, passing out, or anything like that. So yeah, definitely imperative to stay hydrated.
Number 8, know the drinking age, practice safe drinking, watch your drink. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so obviously if you go international, they're less restrictive on the drinking age. Usually it's 18 or under, even under. Canada is 18, so you gotta be mindful of where you're going, make sure that the drinking age is what like allows you to do those activities, because otherwise you're just setting yourself up to get in trouble. Watching your drink is definitely important. It wasn't, I have a little story. It wasn't so much watching my drink, but being mindful of what I was getting as a drink also. So we were at one of the clubs. I forget whether it was La Santa or Nadella, but we were down in Puerto Vallarta, and it was a long day to say the least, and didn't get a good meal in before we hit the nightclub, and it was probably like 2:30 at this point. We're still going. Everybody's staying out till all hours of the night until sunrise usually. And I was feeling a little messed up, so I went up to the bar and I was like, "Can I get a water?" And the guy like hands me a drink, and I'm like, I drink it, and there's vodka in it, and I'm like, "Dude, seriously, I just need water. Like,
Right.
I'm gonna be really messed up if I drink this." He was like, "Oh, okay." Takes another drink, hands it to me, I sip it. Vodka. I'm like, "Bro, if you don't give me a water right now, I'm gonna pass out on your floor and not be able to make it home. You're gonna be sweeping me up with all the garbage." So I made sure I got water and made sure I was good. So it goes back to drinking your water and stuff, but
but it's about making sure you control that.
Knowing what your drink is and controlling what you're putting into your body. So.
Perfect. Number 9, that leads to a good segue. Know the 911 equivalent for the country you're going to.
Yeah, definitely smart in case any situations arise or you don't feel comfortable and you need a ride home or something like that. Because even police officers should be willing to give you a ride home in certain situations, but it's smart in case any problems arise with your friends, whether you don't know where they are and they happen to get arrested and you know the place to call so they can find out if they're there or something like that. Definitely smart to be prepared and know the like officials that you should know, whether it be a lawyer or the police in the area.
Very good. And then the last one, it goes without saying, but I'll have to say it anyways.
Yeah.
Condoms. Use them.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, definitely prepare by bringing them, and then definitely use them when you're down there. You don't want to be stuck getting something and bringing it back home and just being uncomfortable. You know, and you don't want to be bringing a baby back with you either from Mexico. So
don't be a fool. Wrap your tool.
Exactly. I like that.
Austin, thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
I think we're all a little bit smarter now to prepare and survive spring break.
Yep. Exactly.
That'll wrap up our show for today. If you like what you saw in today's episode, please like, share, comment, and subscribe on the following social media platforms at the bottom of your screen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. And remember, every life is a book.
Make it a bestseller.
Have a great state of mind.